Let's go. You are now tuned in to Lightsaber Radio. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello there.
Welcome to Lightsaber Radio, the most outrageous Star Wars show on the web. If you haven't already done it, make sure you smash that subscribe button as well as the bell icon so you will be notified of all of our future episodes. Also, don't forget to press that like button. It helps get these videos in front of other Star Wars fans so they can get in on the outrageousness. So how's everyone doing today?
Hey, we're good. It's a fun
We're here.
day.
Alive.
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 So, everybody, we welcome Tori to the show. She's joining in with CJ today because we wanted it to be super funny and they're just crazy. So, it was going to be good.
They're just crazy.
So, today we're going to be talking about Star Wars ethics. Basically, how it has changed our work life, our family lives, our community lives, and all that stuff. But first, somebody got to do a housebreaker. Who's doing a housebreaker today?
I got you. Unless somebody else had one, but I just assume I'm the Hothbreaker guy.
Okay.
Okay, since we were talking a little bit about who would win in a droid fight last episode. So this episode, if you could choose a droid as your sidekick, which one would you choose? Out of all the Star Wars movies, out of all the episodes, out of all the TV shows, what droid is your sidekick?
I want to go. Okay.
Go for it.
L3. I want L3 so damn bad.
Oh, the sass.
L3 or the one from Rogue One. Just the amount of sass and like.
Dude, the one from Rogue One for me.
Oh, I love
K2SO.
voice. Yeah, K2SO. He makes me laugh.
Oh, good.
I didn't want to be here, but Cassian said I had to. Like that shit makes me laugh. Alan Tudyk brought so much life to that role.
It's me on every time I have to go to like any public event. I don't want to be here, but CJ said I have to.
Comic-Con.
No, I wanted to go to Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think I'm going with Chopper because it kind of like matches my personality. He's crazy. I'm crazy. It works. We would be a good team.
I think Chopper would be a good droid for Darth Sway. I really do. I think that he would come in and he'd be just messing up everybody. But I'd have to give him a flamethrower like R2.
A flamethrower.
Yeah,
that's fair. A quick attachment.
It's K2SO. He's dope.
Who is Revan's droid? What was Revan's droid's name? I want that droid. That's what I want.
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember his name.
I have to look that up.
Droid.
Here's
HK-47.
Yeah.
HK-47. That's actually dope. That's the whole name.
I thought it was something else other than that. I don't know why I think it was. I thought it
was. Or T3M4?
Yeah, T3M4.
Cal Kestis, his droid.
Oh, his BD1 unit.
BD1.
His BD1.
Hey, BD.
Chris, I love your choice. One of the Separatist Shadow Assassin droids. I'm sorry, those guys were dope as hell, and they were always a challenge for the Jedi. So I think that's cool, but I'm still stuck. I think L3 or K2SO. I'm like stuck between those two. I just want the sass and I'll do it because of the excitement. I'm not doing it because you told me to.
Dude, K2SO, you have like the intelligence and like communication of like C3PO, but more badass. You have like the ability and the dexterity of like a flipping assassin droid.
He's not.
And you have the accessibility of an R2.
But he's not subtle, and he's not very good at lying. We watched that in Rogue One.
What's the droid that is on Mando? On the Mandalorian?
IG-11?
Yeah.
IG-11. I'll take IG-11. And I want him trained to be a nanny droid at that point. So he's like super badass and he takes care of all the shit I need him to do. Like, hey, go do this.
It would just suck because, like, what if you get in a sticky situation with the wife and he's like self-destruct activated? Like, it's just like, no, shut down. We can get out of this. Okay. I would want one of those, but I'd want C3PO's anxiety filled in it. So every time he like is in a sticky situation, he's like self-destruct. You could get out of any conversation with a thermal detonator coming out of a droid.
Okay, everybody relax.
I don't know. I know it surprises you so very, very much so, but I gotta go with R2.
I mean, it would make sense.
Solid choice though.
I mean,
You can't
he's.
go wrong with R2.
I mean, like I said last week in the chat, Chopper's violence, like he wakes up and chooses violence. But R2 is just like he's methodical in his thinking of how he's going to hurt you. Like, and he also just kind of doesn't give a shit. Like he was walking around just shocking people at some point.
Hey, that's
Like-
what I need.
And he's like
If
a
R2
ride or
could
die
speak.
where if something sketchy happens with me, he'll just shut down and keep my secrets forever.
No, that's
If
true.
R2
Yeah,
could
I like
speak
that.
English, I'd be happy.
Like I would roll around with some R2.
What makes
That's
me
the
laugh
only
is that
thing
we were playing Lego Star Wars, and she got overly excited to play as R2 when we got to
Tatooine.
yeah, when we got to
That's so
Tatooine
sweet.
in episode 1. She's like, "Look, I'm R2," and I'm like,
Hey,
"Cool, babe."
that must be a huge improvement though, because in the last one, if you were R2, you're like, "Fuck, I hate this game."
Dude, I was walking around just
She was-
headbutting
she
the
was
shit
headbutt-
out of like random people.
She was fighting random pedestrians.
Like they
I'm
were running
trying to-
away, and I'm sitting here going, and I was like, "Yes, flee."
I think Tori has a
Flee the
little
R2.
Sith in her.
Yeah, she is. She is. But no, what kills me is like I'm trying to get to the mission so we can do the story mode and get it done, and she's just over there shocking and headbutting everything she can. And I'm like, "Would you? Let's go!
Focus.
You coin monger! Come on!"
I'm a loot whore. It's what I do.
Yeah, that's very special. I think Tori got a little Sith in her, just a little bit,
A little bit.
maybe a lot.
Just a
No, there's a
little bit.
lot. There's a lot.
I only have 2 Maul sabers,
Vaders.
Vaders.
I want to know whoever created the idea that you could change colors on sabers. 'Cause remember, back in the day, when you bought a
was
saber, it was
blue.
only one color. You had the one color choice. You either got a
Yeah.
Sith saber or green or blue, or you didn't have. Now you can just flick through it and change it to whatever color you want. Oh, I want to be Mace Windu today, so I'm gonna have purple. Who has a pink lightsaber? Does anybody have a pink lightsaber
No.
in Star Wars?
No.
No, it's in the like if you look up the colors of the lightsabers, like it's actually they've turned it
Yeah.
into a canon where they have like 30 different colors.
Oh, jeez.
And it tells you the definition of each color, and who would use it, like not
Right.
characters or anything, but their personality and all of that. But nobody actually has a pink saber. They just say, "Hey, it's a color you can have."
Mine clicks through the pink like who has a pink lightsaber? I'm like click pink. Okay, who has a pink lightsaber? Purple.
Darth Brittany.
It's
Brittany
It's Brittany,
Spears
bitch.
lightsaber and starts to kill everybody. Well, no hair because she done shaved all her hair off again.
Jeez.
apparently she's
Oh,
pregnant.
man.
So pregnant Britney Spears with a lightsaber.
A pregnant Britney Spears with a lightsaber. Apparently, she's pregnant again.
Hey,
Yeah, she's
Yeah, I seen the thing the other day. You know, it's gonna drive me crazy if she gets Kevin Federline again. Like if this new dude like takes her for all
hope
her
they
money
fix
and
this.
gets child support and everything. Like, dude, that was like the greatest scheme ever.
Kyle, turn up your mic.
yeah. You're still
Turn up your ear volume. Because if I turn up the mic too much, it's gonna be super loud on YouTube. I don't know what it is. Like I was listening to last episode, and I was like, "Damn, man, I'm like loud as hell." Like it was like I was screaming the whole time.
I am screaming, so that probably explains me. I always scream.
well, you're also inside of the microphone.
That's true.
So
What's that thing called?
ASMR.
There seems to be some interference on Garrison's mic. We're gonna have to click.
so
Oh no, we lost Garrison.
So today we were, I don't know, CJ came up with this idea and I was really thinking about it, like, because he came up with it like Wednesday or Thursday, and I've been thinking about it for like the last 3 days. Like, how has Star Wars changed my like ethical point of view on life? You know, how has it impacted me in life? And like that, it stumped me for a little bit. Like, wait a minute, I don't know if I've changed that much. I I would have to ultimately say that I think my work ethic is a lot better because of Star Wars, because of how hard that they had to work to accomplish everything. Like being a rebel sucks. Like it is it like super duper duper sucks to be a rebel because it seems like they don't just ever like they win, then there's a new Death Star. Like, damn, did we just blow this thing up, man? They already built another one. It's like they're getting away. Oh, damn, man, they done caught us again. It's like, dude. But their work ethic to just keep on trying.
Their work.
You know, I mean, and I think that's a little bit. And then I have to go and I think about like on my computer screen. If you look at my computer screen, it actually says on here. It says do or do not. There is no try on my computer screen. Because that's like I don't try to do anything. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And I will work my ass off to accomplish anything that I set myself up to do. You know, whatever it is, I'm not going to stop until I accomplish it. And I think that I got that from watching Star Wars because I can't think of anything else that gave me that type of drive. And I think that that's one of the things. Plus, I think I'm a kinder person now that even though I'm Darth Sway. But I'm kinder. You know, I think about people's feelings and stuff before I do stuff. But I don't know if that's just because I'm old now, or if it, if it's just because I'm old, or if it's because of Star Wars. But I think Star Wars has something to do with it. And then I would have to ultimately say, I don't know if it was my children or if it was Star Wars, but I am a very, very patient person. Like my patience level is super high compared to where it used to be when I was younger. When I was younger, I had no patience whatsoever at all. Like, do it now. Now I'm like, no, okay, I understand stuff comes up, blah, 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 blah. So what about y'all? Where do y'all think, what is some of the things that you can look at your life and view as something that has changed, or an ethical point of view or something like that has changed within you guys?
Threaten to feed my kids the Sarlacc.
No, it's not even a joke. She said it, and I looked at her like the great Sarlacc pit of Cocoon.
Hey, you can't
really?
do it no more. Boba Fett, Fennec destroyed it because, it wasn't.
Yeah.
There's
Boba
babies.
was
I will find a baby. I'll raise it, and I will name it George, and it will sit right outside the back patio and be like, yeah, see, it's looking pretty hungry, huh? You maybe should.
It's in a little flower pot.
Maybe you should pick up your toys.
Just start throwing toys in it. Feed it.
Feed it plastic toys.
Like,
I want real meat.
I think on a serious note, like each of the sets of like the originals, the prequels, and the sequels all taught me something a little bit different, at least that I got out of it. I think the originals for me was like, because Luke is constantly saying, no, there's still good in Vader. There's still good in him. I still see good in him. I'm like, this dude is Space Hitler. Like, no, like there's not good in this dude. Like, he's evil. But he's like, no, there's still good in it. So I think it taught me, like, no matter how bad someone might seem at first, no matter what kind of prejudgment I have on someone, that I can still try to see good in them. Like, I don't think most people you meet, as mean as they might be at first, I don't think they're just naturally a dick. They might just be going through a rough day, or they might be having struggles in their life. You never know what people are going through. So it kind of taught me to like look for the good in people, give people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you don't understand the full picture. And I don't know, that's something that I think everybody could probably implement a bit better, is like try to see the good in people, try to give people a little bit of grace, and don't like just condemn them immediately.
Okay.
So that's one of.
I got a question for you. So you're walking down the street, right? Walking. Say. This is how I'm gonna put it. You're in Disney. You're walking through Disney Park, and you see Putin. Do you still have that same feeling?
No.
And that's the thing. Like not knowing.
No, Putin or Palpatine is Putin. I've already.
There's a thing like mercy and like being kind to someone doesn't replace like justice. Like you still can't let people do whatever the fuck they want and be dicks and like attack and kill people, but you can still be kind towards them. So like if Putin was up, I don't know, he should still probably be arrested and like detained. But yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah. You gotta give a person the benefit of the doubt, but if they just keep on showing, there was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
my wife.
There's still such a thing as justice, okay?
My wife really likes all the Medea stuff, and one of the things that Medea said in one of the movies that we was watching, he said, if somebody shows you who they are, believe them. And it's like, all right, so, if you go up, give the person the benefit of the doubt, but then if they just keep on continuously acting like a dick, they're probably a dick. Or, it's one of those things where you just got to kind of, it's like on an individual basis.
But I throw this immediately out of the window when I'm on a 2-lane highway in Arizona and the left lane is the passing lane, and you got a slow-ass car in the left lane.
Accurate.
Fuck mercy. Fuck giving the benefit of the doubt. That person needs to be run off the road and burned alive. God damn it.
Wow. Wow.
I feel that, dude. I feel that.
In the right lane.
Yep.
Garrison, I think you need counseling. I think you have
There's-
road rage.
Listen, I fully I understand Garrison, because from the backseat of my car, I'll hear, why aren't they going faster? Or why aren't they moving? Or go, mom. Like,
Yeah.
my
Nothing
2-year-old has road
pisses
rage.
me off more than slow drivers in the left lane. Oh my gosh.
Or if you're in the right lane and they're turning super slow.
Yes.
Yeah,
They
or
almost
when they
break
come
to
to a
stop.
complete stop. To
Yes.
make a right
Yeah,
Oh
fuck.
my
That
god.
drives
Yes.
me crazy.
Every
Why
benefit
you
of the
come to a
doubt-
Stop to turn. Like
Every
dude,
benefit of the doubt,
why?
every kind
Like-
thought goes out the window when I'm on the
No,
road.
and
Bro,
my biggest
you are
thing
not
is-
fucking stupid. Stop being a dick.
My biggest thing with that is I can understand, like, I'll look at where they're turning to see maybe, hey, that might be a deep, indent in the, into the curb. I'll be understanding if that's the case, but you be turning into just the same level of ground, and you're like, oh, I need to go like 2 miles an hour. No,
Yesterday-
fucking move, bro.
Yes.
Come on.
Yesterday, me and my husband, we were driving around and we get into this parking lot, and this guy parks his car in the middle of the parking lot, not in a like a parking spot, but an actual.
Oh my
I'm like,
gosh.
what is this guy doing? And he comes out with like a bipod thing, and he like closes his door, locks it. I'm like, this is not a parking spot. What is happening?
Whoa.
What is happening?
I do that.
I'll spit on his car.
It just depends on what car I'm driving. If I'm driving my regular everyday driver, I don't care. I park in a regular space. But if I'm driving my nice car, no, I'm taking up 2 spots. I might take up 4. I might.
That's
just
reasonable.
sideways.
People do that.
with my show
Don't
truck.
park
Yeah.
next to get away from my
Yeah.
car. And I park on the very back side of the.
Yep.
Like, my wife will get mad because we'll have to walk like 3 miles to the store to get to the store because I park so far away. Like, do not mess my car up. Because people just open the door and just be like, wow. Oh, man.
Fuck. That's a good point, Chris. It's like they're personally insulted when you try to pass them.
Yes.
It's
I
like,
know, they
what,
give you the-
what the
Oh my
fuck?
God.
Why?
They give you the
He says-
dirtiest look, like, how dare you?
Like,
Yeah.
that is the ultimate.
He says,
like,
which
you
is
can't-
worse? A slow driver in the fast lane or someone you pass that's going slow and they purposely go faster when you're trying to pass?
Well, like, here's the thing with that though, is like you can't necessarily be petty on the road, and that's how you show it. I'm like, yo, I
Yeah.
can out petty you in my seat.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a battle you want to choose right now, I'll choose violence. Like, let's go. I don't have my
Yeah.
kids in the car. Let's
I got a ticket. So I was coming from my dad's house, coming back home, and I was on the freeway. I was in a rental car, and there's a car beside me, a car behind me, and a car in front of me. They had me boxed in, but there's enough space that I might have been able to cut the fast lane off. Well, there's a tow truck and a cop car on the side, so I went to go move over, and they wouldn't move over. So I put the pedal down, trying to get in front up above, and they all sped up together. And at the last second, the car behind me and the car in front of me got over, so I was by myself. So when I tried to speed up. Well, the cop pulls me over, and I get a ticket for not moving over. And I tried to explain to him, like, how do you not spot the other 3 cars that had me
Yes.
boxed in for almost 2.5 miles? Like, I saw you
You were the one.
2.5 miles ago.
Bro.
You were the
Yeah, no,
soft
he-
target.
Bro, I don't know why they pull over the fast drivers. Cops should pull over those slow drivers in the left lane. Like,
Yes.
they cause more accidents than fast drivers.
Yes.
Fuck, I'm
I had a-
convinced.
I had a state trooper tell me. So I used to do tires for the state troopers over here. And I looked at the state trooper. I said, okay, what do you prefer? Do you prefer somebody to breach the freeway going at freeway speeds? Or do you want them to slowly progress? And he looks at me, he's like, you better be going the fucking speed limit of the freeway before you hit the freeway. You have like a
Seriously.
good 1.5 miles of freeway ramp. You better hit it.
I'll tell you the worst thing ever. And me, when I'm out training people for the trash department, because I run the trash department, when people jump in front of you and slam on their brakes, like you will die. Like this trash truck weighs 30 tons of, or like 30,000 pounds or whatever of nothing but solid steel. If I hit your little bitty car, it's gonna just crush your little car to a.
You're done.
Why would you do that? That's what makes me want to think about. I can't wait till we get to like Star Wars time, like actual Star Wars where we got like flying cars and spaceships and shit. So it's like, dude, I just go over here. Like, there's a whole space, there's a whole atmosphere that I can just go over here. Like, I don't have to be over here behind you. I can just go over here.
Although,
That's the thing, like it's still. So I grew up. My dad was a trucker, and so I grew up learning the rules of the road and all of that, like the trucker rules. He was also a biker, so biker respect, like all of that. It pisses me off when I'm like driving. It's not even me in the truck, in the big rig. But like I'll be on the freeway and be like, dude, you do realize like you just cut that truck off. If you need to stop, that truck is going to be inside of you right now.
yeah.
Like you're gonna die. You're gonna be breached in ways you don't want to be breached into.
You might not be flexible, but you about to be.
Okay. Has anybody seen Bird Box?
Yes.
You know the movie? How they're driving and all of a sudden, like they see it and they just crash and like blow up, right? Okay, yeah. I just keep that in mind. In Arizona, it never rains. Okay, it like never rains. But when it does, you would think every fucking Arizona driver is like in Bird Box. Like all of a sudden, everybody can't drive anymore, and people are just crashing, or people go 20 miles an hour on the 70-mile-an-hour freeway. Nobody knows how to drive in the rain
No,
here.
it's like
Nobody.
that here.
It's like that here.
Because like we're used to like precipitation and shit falling from the sky and all of that. But if there is like even a slight sprinkle of water, like it doesn't have to be anything intense or anything, but everybody loses their mind and nobody knows how to drive.
So what is an 8-minute drive for me to work turns into a 40-minute drive to work in the mornings.
Oh yeah.
Because the second, like we got snow 2 days ago, we got some snow. Mother Nature decided to drop a surprise on us, and it was like the world was ending for these drivers that morning. I'm just driving the speed limit. The roads aren't iced over. The snow melted already, and I'm going. I hit the light, and the car behind me wasn't paying attention for one, but two was already going slow. So he wasn't paying attention, and he almost rams into me. I get on the freeway, and everybody's going 45 in a 65-mile-an-hour freeway. Dude, I punch it to 70 every morning. Guys, it is not slick. The road crews were already prepared for this because we'd known it was going to try and snow for the last week now. I tried snowing 3 times before this. Like, these guys are ready. Fucking go the speed limit. Like, I don't have the patience for your stupidity.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. All of a sudden, all those ethics that we talked about go out the window when I'm on the road.
Accurate.
Stupid.
All right, back.
The ethics I adopt is Darth Vader choking these motherfuckers out.
So listen. I don't need to be attacked this early in the morning.
No, I think with every day, like when it comes to me with work, like I look at work as kind of my peace. You know, I feel like I'm doing something that helps. Like I pretty much make sprinkler systems at work that go into major corporations that pretty much help prevent fires. But for some reason, having a welder in that wrecker helmet, like in the thumbnail, if you guys would go and look at the thumbnail on the Instagram or the Twitter or the Facebook, that first photo, that's me at work in my helmet. And the amount of peace I have when I put that helmet on, knowing that I'm doing something that is making a slight difference and is helping lives and pretty much just giving safety, it gives a purpose, and it just makes me feel kind of not like a clone, because I feel like I work for a major corporation and I have no say, but but it gives me kind of like a Jedi peace of mind where I feel like I'm doing a minor influence that will be that has a big outcome in the end. And it's the same thing when I come home. Like it may be a terrible day at work, but I come home and I look at her and the kids and I just see how lucky I've got it. It could be worse, you know. We could be like on Ryloth where everybody's enslaved, or Kashyyyk where everybody was enslaved and killed. Like, it's just when, like, that's how I like look at things. Is like, yo, in the Star Wars universe, if we would be the weak planet if we didn't think individually. Like, most of these people have like their mindsets on political views or religious views, and they really stick to them. But here in America, we're freaking blessed. We're great. We should be grateful for the liberties we get and that we can watch whatever we want and practically almost do it whatever we want. That's not illegal. And if you're doing stuff illegal, don't admit to it. Like, don't get bullied into admitting to it.
Listen, the
Really?
fines for doing stuff illegal is just how much it costs to do illegal stuff.
That doesn't warrant. Jeez. But no, and I think a lot of it, like even with sticky situations with the kids, like them visiting their other side of their family, like instead of me getting mad and going to a complete rage and wanting to kill everything in sight, I just sit back and I think about it. It's like, okay, you signed up for this. This is your life now. This was bound to happen either way. The path of least resistance is best. You know, you don't need to be a spectacle or cause a scene. You just be the bigger person and show that at the end of every day, you can be the Jedi instead of the Sith. You can be the peacekeeper or you can be the Hellraiser. Personally, if this was like 2 years ago, I would have been the Hellraiser. I would have lit everything on fire and not thought twice about it. I would have. Like, I was in a pretty immature state. But now it's just kind of like, okay, you know, this is the cards that have been dealt in the moment, and it's better to just sit through and see if you get a better hand. And I think the whole Jedi patience thing was kind of what kind of got in my head with that was patience. You know, the Force, it will gift you if you're patient. And that's kind of what it's doing right now, you know?
Well, that's with me, it's a because, you know, dark side has cookies. So I am extremely petty, and I indulge that a lot more than I probably should.
Palpatine.
Big Daddy Palp.
Palpatine for president, 2024.
Jesus, I knew it was
It
coming.
went so great the first time. But like my mom also has a lot of help, but in how I kind of parent, but it's also kind of, she goes along the same lines. Yoda doesn't go out and like specifically say things. He like questions you almost. Yes. It's like, okay, is this really what you want to do? Like, I need you to think about it. Like, make good life choices here. And that's, I take, especially with my parenting, like I take kind of a, not a hands-off approach, but learn from the choices you get. Like, yeah. I give Phoenix choices. I give her choices. Like, okay, well, if you do this, then you don't get to do this.
The Sith deals in absolutes. That makes sense.
She actually brought it up when we were coming home from school the other day, because I told her, I was like, okay, Phoenix, if you choose to take off your shoes in the car, you choose to lose your cartoons when you get home. And that was like 2 weeks ago. And when I was picking her up from school yesterday, she said something about her socks. And I was like, are you taking your shoes off? And she says, no, because I don't get cartoons if I do. It's like, okay, neat.
We still didn't get cartoons. We're playing Lego.
But that's patience. Because like CJ said, like I was a very violent person right out the gate. Like I would punch first, ask questions later. And
I knew she was hot.
And that was, I mean, I still choose violence when need be, but I also take a step back and it's like, okay, well, there's other ways to go about this. And
she still punches things. What are you talking about?
And shut up. And guilty. So that's patience is kind of a thing. And Star Wars and my mom has a lot to do with that, because I watch my mom, and first thing I think when she says most things, like yesterday, I was like, oh my god, my mom is Yoda. She's short. She has some sort of, like, she has knee issues, so she kind of has a slight little limp sometimes. She just isn't green.
But the way, so, and I've experienced this, and I can attest to her mother here. It's like she'll call her because she's having like some doubts or a question, and instead of being like, hey, this is what you need to do, this woman will go out of her way to make a question, even a bigger question, and that question even bigger, to the point where I'm sitting there after the phone call thinking about everything I did that day and how the one judgment call I need to make was wrong. And I came to that conclusion by myself just by her questions. And it was like, all right, that's some Yoda Jedi mind shit. Because I wasn't doubting myself until you made me do that. And I think it's good, though.
So, Kim, what would you think? What would you think as how it's changed you as a person? How Star Wars?
So it kind of took me a minute to think if it had changed me, because I could go back to, you know, when I was in the military. I joined because I wanted to protect people. I wanted to fight for my country and do all that stuff. So when I got out, I didn't have a purpose anymore. I had nothing. I was broken. I was injured. I had nothing. And it hit me really hard. Like it hit me pretty hard. Like my depression got really bad. My anxiety got really bad. But once I was introduced to Star Wars, it kind of, I don't know, it almost like it brought me back. It brought me back to being happy, having happy moments in my life. And even though I was no longer a soldier, there was still stuff I was going to fight for. There was still stuff I was going to do. So it's not so much how it's changed me, but more of how it's repaired me since really falling and, dealing with depression and stuff once I got out of the military. My patience with my kids is pretty good compared to, like, my husband has no patience at all. Like, he cannot stand crying. I'm like, you need to tune out the crying. You need to not give them what they want on a constant basis. I could sit there and argue with my 2-year-old on why he's not getting something. You know what I mean? So I could say that my patience, it has affected my patience. I have gotten better with that. And as far as I got into meditation, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, that might help. It did. It's just more so how it fixed me. It fixed me. So.
I resonate with that. I enlisted and was not able to go because of, I got told that I was done because of my knee.
Yep. It's hard.
Yeah. And that was my life plan since I come from a very strong military family. And so that was my life plan for forever. And so it was very hard to come out of that. And then I never thought that I would have kids. And then I got pregnant with Phoenix, my oldest, and I panicked very much so. I didn't know what I was going to do. Their dad had left me for a short period of time after we found out that I was pregnant. And it was a lot of, how am I going to do this? What am I going to do? And it was, it'll work itself out. Don't stress over it. You need to take a step back. You need to release that control that you think that you always need. And it will work out. Like, my mom, she said it was God's way of telling me I needed to make changes with my life. I prefer to use the Force and just say that the Force was flowing through me and told me that I needed to do something else with my life. Yeah. But that was, like, which it works because there's a lot of parallels in my mother's religion and how the Force is looked at in Star Wars. So it helps, which I think is a main reason my mom likes Star Wars so much.
Well, yeah, and with that whole religion aspect, I think the prequels taught me something too. Because I grew up super religious, but in the prequels, I feel like there's this theme of like the Jedi Council is very strict about the rules of the Jedi, like how you have to follow the rules, and that's the most important. And like Qui-Gon has a little bit of pushback with that, where it's more like,
Mhm.
no, you
Yes.
follow the Force. We're about protecting people. We don't. It's not about all these little rules. While sometimes the rules might be good, like
Sometimes
it's
you have
not
to break
about
them.
following the rules.
Yeah,
It's not about following
exactly.
the rules. It's about doing like a higher purpose. It's about serving the better good. And sometimes the rules prevent you from doing that. And so for me, growing up in a really kind of strict religion, that really stuck out to me. Is like, yeah, okay, some religious rules or religious ideals are important, and people hold them very important. That's a good thing. But sometimes there's more important things than just rules. You know what I mean? It's more
Yeah.
about love and compassion and being a good person and being kind to everyone around you. That can kind of be more important than the rules sometimes. And
Well,
that's
Absolutely.
yeah.
that's CJ and I actually got into a conversation about this because religion got brought up at the house, and it got turned into Star Wars and all of that because I consider myself spiritual, not religious.
Hmm.
I grew up in church. My mom was very strict about it, all of that. But I kind of resonated because everybody, like all of the Jedis, talk about the Force, and it is it's a being that flows through everybody and everything, even if you don't have a high count. Like it's always there, it's always with you, all of that. And I am spiritual. I believe that there is a higher power out there, something. But I also believe in science. Like I believe the Big Bang happened. But in order for the Big Bang to happen, there had to be an outside force because science has taught us that. And it got brought up because nobody talked about the midichlorians except, yeah, okay, I can't speak this quick, leave me alone. Except Jin. And he broke it down to like a science thing almost. And I was like, yo, like, I love him for that because it is a spiritual thing, but at the same time, it's also a scientific thing. Like you have a specific count. Like there is these tiny little organisms that are inside of you, like all of that. And he broke it down into a scientific term term without
Yeah.
breaking that religion, because the religion is still there, but there's a little bit of science to it. And so I really, really resonated with that. And like it didn't mean that he believed in it any less. In fact, that might have been his way of fully believing in it and being like, no, this is how I perceive it, this is how I believe it. And that's kind of comforting to know that you have control over it instead of a being that's always in control and it's flowing
Right.
through you and telling you what to do. Like, no, you have to be one with it. You have to listen to it, but you are also in control.
I think it's more like where you put your focus, and I don't want to like beat this dead horse, but like it's like is your focus on like the rules of religion that are stagnant and don't change and are just intolerant and kind of mean sometimes, or is your focus on like the higher power that you believe in and what like the ideals that he really wants you to, or he or she, whatever you believe in, wants you to adopt, and the kind of person that you want to be. And so I don't know.
Yeah.
That's something that's always stuck out to me.
So my favorite Bible verse in that I've ever read was Matthew 7:21 through 23. Because it says, on that day I will come to you, or on that day you will come to me and say, Lord, Lord, did I not prophesy in your name? Did I not cast out demons in your name? And on that day he will tell them, away from me, you evildoer, I never knew you. And the reason that set with me so much is because, people think that your deeds and all these things have something to do with that. We all have these
Right.
abilities. If you go off the doctrine of Christianity says we're a child of a God. So if you're a child of a God, you have the abilities of that God, just like, Thor had abilities, just like, different characters throughout history have had the same characteristics as their parent. So you can heal the sick. You can do these things. You can walk on water just like Jesus did. You can do all these things. But if you don't have a relationship with him, if you're not in tune with him, none of that shit matters. It's pointless. So it's not so much, and I think Star Wars kind of brought that into reality because it's like your strength with the Force is your connection with the Force. Like, do you connect with the Force? Are you using the Force? Are you in balance with that Force? Or are you just running around doing whatever you want to do? And the people that came into true balance with the Force was more powerful. You got Yoda, you got,
I think
Anakin.
the person I immediately think of is Chirrut from Rogue One. He didn't have Force abilities. He wasn't one, and he was personally one with the Force, but he did not have the Force flowing through him like most Jedis and Sith do. But he still sat there and learned about the Jedi, learned about the Force, learned about all these things, and took it as that could be me if I believed hard enough. If I let the Force will it, it will happen. And that's a lot of things. I grew up in a very, very Irish Catholic house. We were very strict in my household about it, and love the helmet. Sorry, got excited, but no, it was the fact of like, hey, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to say. This is how you need to approach it. Instead of like Qui-Gon and Chirrut and a lot of these, Quinlan Voss was another prime example of just letting the Force will its way through, and the Force will tell me what it needs from me. The same thing with a lot of the religions nowadays. Instead of having somebody tell you what you need to do in that aspect of the religion, look, I'm not bashing people that will do that, because trust me, you will do what you want to do with your own religion in your own life. And I encourage that. Do what makes you feel good about that. But at the same time, don't let it control you. Don't let it be such a mind manipulation to the point where you have to do that because he said so. I heard that in church, or I heard that at a meeting, and I have to do that. No, take it as you will, approach it the way you want to, and let it go.
These are the things. They're not okay. So there's certain things that in religion that were created because, like, so you got the Torah, you got the Quran, you got the Bible. That's probably your three biggest religions. There,
Book of Mormon.
Book of Buddha. The Book of Mormon is it's just an off branch of Christianity.
It's a book after the New Testament.
The thing about it is, the things that they're teaching you in there is to keep you safe. These are just good common sense stuff. If you eat pork is bad for you. We all know that. Like, the whole world knows that, but people still eat pork. It's just a choice that you have to make. That's where you have free will. But it doesn't make it good for you. These are just suggestions like, all right, don't do this because bad things are going to happen to you. If you do these things, bad things will happen to you. If you eat pork your whole life, you're probably going to die sooner than you would have if you didn't eat pork. That's just, and science has proven that. If you go out and kill somebody, you're going to end up in prison or dead. If you lie all the time, nobody's going to believe you. If you're sleeping with your neighbor's wife, he's probably going to kill you. These are all these things are these rules that religion has set. Is basically some wise people were sitting down. They said, hey, if you do these things, bad things is going to happen to you.
Yeah, common sense.
So, and the Force is the same way. The Jedi were the same way. The Sith were the same way. It's like, all right, if you do this, you will gain these things. If you do this, you will lose these things. So when you look at it in that point of view, all the Force is a religion. That's all it is based upon. And George Lucas based it upon the religions that he studied around the world. And because they all say the exact same thing. I've studied all of them. They all say the exact same thing. Be good to people. Don't do bad stuff. Don't do this. Now, who God is or whatever, the Force or whatever, that's all up in the air, but nobody knows. But there is things that I've seen in my life that is like, holy crap, how did that even happen? And it's something is doing it one way or another. If it's a God, if it's just, the forces of nature and energy and goodness and whatever it is, the Force, whatever you want to call it. But these all teach all these lessons that the Jedi were teaching them. And I mean, we see how they worked out. I mean, we see them in the movies. Do not fall in love with somebody. do not have attachments, because you can't serve the greater good if you're attached to one thing, because you'll always be fearful of losing that thing. You know, don't get angry and start chopping people up and doing this stuff, because pretty sure it's a bad thing and it's not going to work out too well for you. You know, nowadays you do that in our world, you go to prison or you get killed. You know, so all these things is principles on just living and having good ethics, having good morals.
That's what
And
my
that's the
husband
biggest
says.
thing. That's what we have to look at in the whole of the story.
Yeah.
A lot of what hope, you know, a lot of the fundamentals that you will find in any religion, you find in Star Wars. Because that's where they took them, because they just make sense. It's just wise people saying wise things. Like, you know, if you go over here and mess with this snake, you're going to get bit, or this dog, or, you know, whatever. Just common sense things. But in a time that these things were created, times were very simple. All George Lucas did was try to make it applicable to the time when he was putting out the movies. How does this apply to the world that is going on? People are losing these fundamentals. They're losing these morals. Let me put them in the movie, and it creates a whole new thing. It creates a whole new orchestra of why these things, these principles are important. And that's basically all that he did. And he called it the Force. He called it the Jedi. He called it the Sith, because even the Sith philosophy, you know, still applies to this day. You take any person and you apply the Sith philosophies to life, you are going to be successful, because that it projects successfulness. You have to go out there and get it. Ain't nobody just gonna give it to you. You have to go out there. You have to be strong. You can't
Will it
let your
into an
passions
existence.
interfere with you. You just have to be passionate about what you're doing. So both of the principles, even the gay, the not gay, sorry everybody, the gray Jedi code teaches you about balance, how to balance your life, how to balance your, you know, your family, your job, your this, your that. You know, all these things are important, because these are all fundamental things that have been taught from philosophy for years and years and years and years. And that's all that Star Wars has done for the world. The Star Wars gave back religion in a certain sense of, look at it at a different point of view. You know what I'm saying? Look at how it still applies to no matter what situation that it is. People say that the Bible is the living word of God. Muslims say the Quran is the living word of Allah. Same God. It's the living word about practicalities and fundamentals that you have to live by if you want your life to be okay. If you want to go against the grain, there's consequences. That's all it is. And that's what he showed. Anakin went against the grain, there was consequences. He lost his kid, he lost his wife. This is the consequences of going against the grain, or going against what the practicalities of being a good person is. That's all it is. It's really
Well,
simple.
that's also like along with that, like when Obi was thrown into the role of becoming Anakin's master, like Jin died very abruptly, and Obi wasn't prepared for that. He wasn't well, he didn't feel like he was enough. There was a lot of doubt, and you can see it, you can hear it, all of that. He was not prepared. He was not ready. He did not feel ready, but at the same time, he knew that that's what he needed to do. It was his time to step up, because his master was now gone. And that was like, you were put into situations every day where you were not prepared for it. Not at all. Whether it be a new attitude with your kid that they decide to pull out that day, or a situation you get pulled over, or you get served papers, there's a death in your family. Like you can never prepare yourself for that. You may think that you're prepared, but it's always going to hit, and you're going to be like, well, shit, what do I do now? Like, you're going to be like, I thought I was prepared for this, but I am obviously not. This is nothing what I thought it was going to be. And that's, you just have to follow kind of, Obi jumped into that spot. He was like, yo, like, this is, everybody else kind of has faith in my abilities and all of that. And I need to have that faith in myself. And that's life throws terrible things at you, and you have to, some people say it's God testing you. Some people say, it's you give what you take, all of that. But it all comes down to the same thing where it's an opportunity for you to gain that confidence in yourself. I became a single mom. Before you. And
no way. What? Impossible.
You just looked like you were all offended there for a second.
No. What?
Well, I became a single mom, and I panicked. I was like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? I have one income. I have a house that I have to take care of. I have 2 kids that I have to take care of. I am not prepared for this. I don't know how I'm going to do this. And I called my mom several times, just bawling my eyes out because I was so overwhelmed. And I did not know how I was going to do this. And here I am. I still have my 2 kids. They're still alive.
I saved the day.
No, you didn't.
I'll take that.
They're still alive, which is an awesome feat in its own, because they both like to jump off of things and do the sketchiest things
Arm drop.
ever.
I saw Cass the other day arm drop the stuffed animals. Like he was like sitting there in the pile of stuffed animals. He did the people's elbow on the big teddy bear. He just went right into it and just didn't care.
My children are still alive. They are well fed. They are taken care of. I have CJ, who helps so much in parenting and stuff around the house.
I guess.
After I ask him 14 different times for stuff around the house. But that's becoming a single mom was my test that I had to do to prove to myself what everybody else was telling me. Everybody was already telling me that I was a great mom, that I had this handled, that I was able to do this. And I had that doubt in myself. Mm-hmm. Well, I became a single mom. I don't have that doubt anymore. I know I'm a great mom. I know that I don't need CJ, but I want him around. I can do it on my own.
Well, one of the biggest things is you don't ever learn in life from your successes. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from troubleship and hard things that you go through. That's what you actually learn from, because them is the things that you remember. You don't remember the easy time where the stuff just went by all easy and all that. And you can see that within the Star Wars movies. They wasn't learning from, they blew up the Death Star. Oh, great success. They built another Death Star. Like, oh, crap, man, it's another damn obstacle. And then they had to figure it out. And they got to keep figuring out things until it comes to the end. They had to figure things out. And they figured things out because it was hard. They didn't figure it out because it was easy. If it was easy, they wouldn't have figured nothing out. And then it would have just been, boom, Death Star blew up, done, movie over. We didn't get 11, 10 other films. They had to show the progression of things in life. And life is not an easy task. Trust me, being 44 years old, every time I turn around, there's something new. Like, God, man, ain't it done, man? Jesus, like, why is it ever going to get easier? Like, it just doesn't. And that's what Star Wars kind of showed. And George was kind of showing us that during the progression of Star Wars, he kind of showed us, just because you think things is over doesn't mean things is over. Something else is going to pop up. There's going to be more obstacles. Look how many obstacles he went through just to make the movies. God, that man went through so many obstacles. Couldn't get the money, couldn't get the funding, didn't nobody believe in his project. Just all kind of obstacles. And then it was one of the biggest things ever made in the history of entertainment. But that all came from trial and error and working and struggling. Just look at history of America. I mean, it's been nothing but a struggle since the beginning. And we're still struggling because there's no textbook that tells you how to do all this stuff. There's no textbook to tell you how to live your life.
I've looked
every answer. It just because different things apply to different things. Even the Bible, it can teach you the fundamentals, and things to do to be a good person and all that stuff. But the situations change. Star Wars can teach us so much. Especially like in the Clone Wars, every single episode of the Clone Wars had a moral background to it, something that it could teach you that you could utilize in life. And you're sitting back like, okay, I should have used that on this situation, but that situation's already over. You already figured it out, but it helps you in the next situation that might apply to the same way. That's the greatest thing about Star Wars is how much Star Wars is there to teach us about, fundamentals, about philosophy, about how to handle things in life. And people
I
don't view. A lot of people look at it as like, oh, this is just entertaining. It was nice to watch. Did you understand what that underlying background moral or meaning was teaching you in this episode or this movie? And that's what you got to look at. That's why you look at the name of it, A New Hope. There's always hope. The whole franchise is based on hope. There's bad stuff going to happen to you. Keep hope. Faith. If you listen to Yoda, there's no try. You either do it because faith is doing. Faith is an action. It's not something, oh, I got faith, so I'm going to heaven type thing. I got faith, the force is going to figure it out for me. No, you still got to act upon that faith. And that's all it is. And that's what George did so much at teaching us. Now, I ain't going to say Disney because all they did is remake the first 3 movies over again. The stuff that they taught us. But even if you go into like The Mandalorian, look at all the things. Like, this is a hardened man. He captures, gets his bounty, never fails, and then he gets stuck with this kid. Like, okay, what am I going to do? At first, he don't even like the kid. Like, I'm just finding somebody to pawn him off on. Then he grows attached to the kid. He starts to love the child. And then there ain't nothing in the world that's going to stop him from protecting this child. It broke his heart for Luke to take him. And then you've seen it in the Book of Boba Fett. That dude, you could see his facial expression through the helmet. Because he was smiling from ear to ear.
Especially when Grogu jumped into his lap and like hugged him. Like you heard his voice. It was so like it was just like that. Like when you have a bad day and your kid walks up to you and just randomly hugs you and it just makes everything go away. It was that moment for Mando. It was like, God, this shit is heavy. And then Grogu appears and jumps in his lap. He's like, God, no matter how bad shit gets, he has made it so much easier. And
it's
the
that
same thing,
unconditional love.
yeah,
that
and it's the same.
have.
It's the same thing with the kids. I'll have a shitty day, and Cass, he just started walking. He'll walk up and just hug my leg randomly, and it just was like, God damn, I don't care how bad the day was. I came home to this.
Or Phoenix will randomly, I love you. You know what? I love you too.
And it's stuff like that, and I love that. I'm glad Disney kind of got some people from Lucasfilm that had worked closely with George and understood that. Like the fact that they brought Dave in and Dave taught John stuff and Dave taught all these writers things like Bryce Dallas Howard and Taika Waititi and all these guys, that no matter how bad life gets or how hard things may be in that moment, if you have faith, you have hope, and you just trust in the Force or your religion of choice, it will get better. And I love that. But on a different note, because we've been really getting on that one note, what's the one thing you guys do that's so friggin' Star Wars in everyday actions?
What do I do every day that has like that? Just like
That ties into like your Star Wars thing. Like if you like with me, I walk through a sliding door and I wave my hand ever so slightly.
That's
like,
what I was gonna say. You took mine.
I do that, but also I utilize Star Wars speech in a lot of things. Like I will say hello there to everybody. Yeah, hello there. I don't know why I do it. I just do it. When somebody says I was trying to do it, like don't try to do it, just do it. Why are you trying? Just do it. Like one of the guys at work will be like, I tried to get the truck in there, and I'm like, don't try, just do it. Like if you can't do it, don't do it at all. There's a no try. It's either do or do not. Don't worry about it. I think that's probably the biggest thing I do. I utilize a lot of the Star Wars speech.
I do
a
too.
lot of the sayings.
I do too. There was
Same here.
That's you when he was still doing tires. Towards the end, it was just horrible, and they had somebody from corporate. His boss was out of town on vacation, and they had somebody from corporate come down to the shop and act as shop boss. And I was getting calls like 3 times a day. Babe, I just want to punch him. I want I want to punt him. He's a little guy. I just want to punt him. Like, he is so short. Like, I just want to drop kick him. Like, so many things.
Bully. He was the bully. He
Beat up the
pulled me.
little
He pulls me aside and calls me a fucking retard so loud that nobody that had a truck in the shop would let me touch their truck after that, because he is so well known in that community that nobody wanted me to touch their semi. And I got yelled at for 45 minutes that I wasn't doing anything. And I finally was like, you know what? Screw this. My grandfather always told me, you do not bend your knee for anybody. You will always find another job. But this job has taken so much away from you. You haven't been able to do this, and this. Find a job where it gives you that balance. And my eyes got big. I walked up to him and said, I quit. And that 2 days later, I went to Vegas for the APA Billiards World Championship, came home, got a new job, got obviously a new girlfriend and kids and a whole new different life. And I've went through 3 jobs because of that just mindset of I need that balance. But I also need to understand that you're nobody's slave. You don't have to work.
You're a slave of the United States government.
Accurate.
Why are we getting like this? No, I meant like as in you can choose what kind of job you want. You can take whatever you want job-wise, whether it's an entry level or it's something you have experience in, and you can run with it. The best thing I know is, hey, I know how to weld. I know how to do tires. I know how to do this, and this. Okay, I'm going to look these jobs up. And I'm going to go work for a company. And if I get the same treatment, I'll either go or I'll let them fire me. I've let 2 jobs fire me. And I just smile. It's like, whatever. There's going to be a company that appreciates me.
That's one of the things that I've always done with everything that I've done in my life. And I don't know where I got it from. I might have got it from Star Wars. I might have got it from my dad. I don't know. But I always strive to be the best at whatever I do. I want to be better than everybody else.
Yep.
Like, no matter if I go work at McDonald's, I'm gonna be the best hamburger flipper on the planet. Like, they're gonna have videos about me flipping hamburgers because
You're gonna be the guy in the instructions from the '90s videos.
It's just a principle. I don't like nobody to be better than me.
Mm-hmm.
I like, if I know that somebody is better than me at doing a job, I'm gonna work 100 times harder to make sure that I become better than them.
I'm the same way. Yeah, I feel that.
But
I cannot accept being mediocre. I cannot. That to me, accepting mediocreness is like dying. You might as well be dead if you're just gonna sit back and say, "Oh, it's okay. I'm just gonna be whatever. I'm just gonna do whatever." You know, nah, I can't do that. It's even like now. You know, I still get on the back of the truck, and I'll outthrow some of these young guys. I'm 44 years old, and I possibly got MS, and my body is jacked up, and I'll still outthrow them. And they're like, "How do you do that? Like, how can you do that?" Because my will will not allow me
mind
to be
over matter.
done up from my mind. I just can't be outdone. It just, I don't know what it is.
Well, that's when, so yeah, like, as that was a big thing, was he was calling me and I was like, okay, you need to relax, bite your tongue, because it'll figure itself out. You still have a full day of work to do. It is 9 o'clock in the morning. Like, you have to be there anyway.
I don't have to be anywhere. I chose to be there.
Don't.
They called me and begged me back.
Don't. Okay. Shush. Don't make it worse. Like, put yourself in your own little world and just, you know what you have to do. Just do what you need to do. He's going to talk. Let him talk. And I was always getting told, I'll try. And I straight up, I was like, do or do not. There is no try. And he's like, don't you use my nerdiness against me. And he was getting mad.
She abused the hell out of that term. She would, oh, did Obi-Wan just try it? Or did he do it? Because look at what he's done. And I'm like, you know what? I don't need you to do this to me right now. I need you to sympathize.
And so I use a lot of that where, and occasionally, you know, I'll do the stupid, like, he'll ask me to grab something and I'll just stick my hand out and be like, no, it's going to come to me. And then my daughter picks up on what I'm doing. And so she'll grab it and give it to me and like, oh, look at that.
Very aggravating because she doesn't do that for me.
I think another thing that I do when I do get angry, like, I do not take it out on the people around me. I'm like Kylo Ren. I just go in one room and just tear up everything in the room and I don't get angry at people no more. Like I tear up my office all the time at work because I'm like, you idiots do not know what you're doing. Like this is not that hard. You're throwing some trash bags in the back of a truck. How the hell do you mess that up? But people figure out a way to mess it up. So I'll get angry. I'll go in my office, throw everything on the desk on the floor, and then I look at it, and then I'm like, "Damn, now I got to pick that up."
Right. That's
Well, the
I used to be the Kyle where I would not the Kyle, not the Kyle.
I'm sorry, I had to look at her. I was hoping she'd catch it.
No,
Trust
I
me.
mean like
When
I
I
mean
was
like
younger, yeah, I was not a good person.
I meant
definitely not a
like
good
the
person.
monster drinking,
Drywall
pit
punching.
viper wearing, drywall punching Kyle, where I would get mad
I
and
did all that stuff.
that's how it has been very, very difficult, and it's been a very fun adventure getting myself to not react, because when I get hurt, I don't cry. When I feel pain, I immediately shoot to anger. All of that. So I would punch things. I have broken my hand so many times that I can't even count. Like I stopped going to the hospital for it because I was like, I'll wrap it. And I used to be that I'm going to punch everything because that's how I get my anger out. And it took me so long to be able to be like, okay, did that really help? Like now you're going to have to sit there and cut out a piece of that drywall and replaster and redo all of this, repaint it because, your mom's going to see this. She's not going to be enthused. You're going to die. Like all of that, like it was kind of that my best friend actually brought it into me, and he was choice theory, where you can't control what other people do, but you do control what you choose to do about the situation. And that's all that choice theory is really about, is your choices after the fact. And, CJ doesn't take out the trash after the third time that I ask him. I could either get extremely, extremely mad, but that's not going to change the fact that the trash didn't get taken out.
Okay.
I might yell at him and
Throw him to the bed and then throw some hot water on him while he's sleeping.
right, like I could yell
Did
at
you just
him.
say sew me to the bed?
Yes.
Okay, so my favorite thing with this is, so when I first met Tori, she was the party girl. She was drunk a lot and she was hanging out with everybody.
I was a raging alcoholic at 15, so I don't really drink anymore.
But not the point. That's not part of the story. So when I met her, she was that party girl. She was that tough, no nonsense. I'll knock you out if you say something stupid kind of
Throw
stuff.
you into the wall over
Yeah,
pickles.
Just she was more action than thinking about what was going to happen after that. And then at first I was like, I don't know if I can kick it with this one. Like this was 7 years ago when I met her. Years later, so the last time I saw her, she was drunk and belligerent, and with the father of her children,
ready to fight everything and everyone.
And I had a mindset of, I don't want to be around a person like that. I'm not that person anymore. And then it turned into 5 years later, it turned into
me holding my daughter
and not knowing that I knew she had kids, but I didn't know she had 2 kids. And I didn't know that she had went through all this struggle and all this pain and all that. And then the thing was like with the Jedi are the Sith are bad. They can't come back and all these things. And they're yada, 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 yada. And it turned into that of like, okay, well, Quinlan Voss went to the dark side. Revan went to the dark side. All these guys went to the dark side, but they found a way to come back to the light and be one with the Force and do all these things. And I kind of looked at it in that aspect of like, hey, Revan was bad. Revan was stupid bad. Like, old boy be like really dark. But he came back and he was not welcomed back because, the Jedi aren't very welcoming in that aspect. But everybody can come back from that dark moment. Darth Vader's a prime example of that. And that's just how I looked at it. And it was different. It gave me a new perspective. And it was the same thing with me. I had problems. I was very dark. I was very broody. I was very I don't care. Get out of my way. And now I'm a lot better than that. I mean, I can't say I'm fully 100% on the light side, but I can't say that I was that dark side user a year ago or 2 years ago. And I think everybody's been through that. It's just whether you have the willpower to come back from that. Like, things can make you dark and make you hate life and make you turn against your friends or your family. And whether you choose to reconcile with those and just be like, well, screw it. I'm already this far, but just keep going. Or be like, hey, man, I need to apologize and I need to fix this. I missed that person or I missed this part of my life, and come back to the light.
All right, you guys ready for the what if? I think we
Yeah.
can beat
What
this
if?
whole ethics thing
Yes.
to death. Okay.
It only takes one decision to decide the direction of the galaxy. A decision that will influence the outcome. But if that decision went the other way, reality as we know it would change forever. The galaxy would be on a different course. Things that have happened would cease to exist. A new narrative would be etched into creation. So we are going to analyze those other possibilities when we ask, what if?
Okay, before y'all say it, this one's pretty dark. Okay.
I just talked about dark and light side. Sorry.
Shot Grogu in the face at the end of season 1. How do you think things would have went differently?
Wait, so I missed the first part. Say it again. Say it again.
Okay. What if Mando at the end of season 1 would have just shot Grogu in the face?
Just done it.
How
Oh
would
my god.
it changed the rest of the season? How would it change season 2? How
I
would
don't
the
like
things
this
went
what
differently
if.
in the Star Wars?
You would have had a massive drop off. I feel like most of the people,
Oh, 100%.
half the people that watched it were actual Star Wars fans. The other half were like the girlfriends of the Star Wars fans who just like to watch baby Grogu because he was cute. Holy flip. Mando would have gone full bad guy. He would have been the Boba Fett that we wanted.
Yeah.
I can't put my mind around this. Oh, God.
I know. That's
Oh.
dark, dude.
That was
Came up with that on the
dark.
fly because I didn't have nothing. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't have
Well,
anything
that's
today.
Book of Boba Fett. Like, he was out, like, they were outnumbered, like, all of that, and then Grogu came and kind of like gave him that second wind, if
Yeah.
I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, gave him that second wind. Like, I don't think I mean, they might have pulled it out of their booty holes in that last huge fight, but I think that a big strive for Mando's like second wind was Grogu showing up. And he didn't give up because he was there and he had to protect him. Like, I don't think that he would have been able to continue on with that fight.
Or being that character.
Yeah, or be the same. He would have gone dark because Grogu was he broke the code for him. Like,
I can't process. Wow, Kyle. Wow. I mean,
Okay, the reason I came up with this question because it shows how the ethics in Star Wars works.
yeah.
Because when Mando found the kid, it completely changed who he was.
Right. He became a
Completely.
dad, pretty much.
He became
basically.
a dad, a father figure.
Yep.
You know, he cared about things. He started caring about other people. You know, he started helping other people instead of just going out for the bounty.
Yeah, it changed him.
So it completely changed him, and that's how Star Wars ethics changes people. Now, my personal thought is that they would have just had a badass bounty hunter series that would have just
Right.
been him going after different characters and going after the bounty every time, and it would have just got harder and harder and harder to do it. But it would have been awesome to watch. That's what my
He would have
personal thought is.
He would have became like Boba. I mean, you know, or at least how we saw him when he was working for the Empire and stuff.
I don't think Mando was gonna like we saw in season 1. Mando wasn't gonna shoot it. I think it was IG. I think the question should have been more of what if Mando just walked away? Like, what if he would have just been like, no, you do what you please, and like just was like deuces, cold hearted. I think he would have just stayed the same character. We would have just been curious and thought, what if he would have saved the little baby Yoda at that time that everybody was calling him that, which was aggravating still. But I
Baby
think
Yoda,
he still would have.
Baby Yoda, Baby Yoda, Baby Yoda.
I still call him.
Man, you go out of your way to. You guys, everybody says that, and it's like it's Grogu.
That was his name
Ahsoka
for the
told
entire
us.
2
I say
seasons.
both. I say both.
But no, I don't think it would have made him dark because he would have just let the IG unit do his job, and they would have split the bounty. He would have went on his way. He wouldn't have,
That
got
wasn't
the dark
question. You're
saber.
going off the topic of the question. The question was, what if Mando shot Grogu in the face?
Fine. If Mando shot him in the face, I don't think it would have changed him. I think it would have just been like, okay, turn the body in, do what I need to do. Because
But this is another thing. It wasn't a lot. He had to catch him alive bounty. So if he would have just shot him, because they needed him alive to test for the midichlorians. That's why he got the Force and everything and all that stuff. So would the Empire have came after him, or the
maybe.
First Order,
Well,
the beginning of the First Order?
The client stated it's more, you get more money or more Beskar if you bring him in alive. I understand bounty hunting is a complicated profession.
A baby, though. You don't have to shoot a baby. Or a
50-year-old
baby.
No, you don't have
50
to.
years old. Yeah,
you could have just shut the container. You could have just shut the container and kept it locked. Like there's a lock button on that. Like you could have just shut it and gone.
I think it would have made him turn dark because if you could shoot a baby in the face, you're already dark.
Right? Especially with how cute Grogu is. The fact that you can look at those big eyes and just put a round in his head and call it a day. Man.
It's like having to shoot a puppy. You
That
you got to be an evil
unthinkable.
person to shoot a puppy. Like a full-grown dog, that's trying to attack you. You can shoot that, but a puppy just sitting there being so cute, and you just pull out a gun, and shoot it in the face. You got to be a ruthless bastard to do some shit like that.
Yeah.
That's some next level stuff.
That was difficult. I don't like that question, Kyle.
I don't either. Damn you, Kyle.
That hurt my feelings. You ruined my before Easter day. Okay.
Happy
Everything
Easter,
was supposed to be
everybody.
like, happy
Everybody that
Easter.
celebrates Easter. Happy Easter from Lightsaber Radio. I forgot all about that. I was going to say something about it earlier, but I completely forgot. See, that's what happens when you get whatever I got.
I still can't process that, Kyle. That's got me messed up. I don't want to think about Mando just putting a round in his head and calling it a good day.
Yeah, just shooting that thing right there in the face. That would be good to shoot for target practice.
No, he's too cute.
For the listeners, she's got this big plushy Grogu pillow.
Shoot it.
Hey, now, okay, Kim, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What did you carry when you was in Afghanistan?
I had a couple. Yeah, I had a couple different weapon systems. So I had that M4, I had M9, which is your pistol or whatever, and then I had a 249. But I shot mostly with the 249.
Now, wouldn't it have been fun to shoot that baby Grogu stuffed pillow with that? Just shoot it with that.
It's a lot of stuffing everywhere.
Fun. You can't say it would have been fun. It'd have been way better than shooting a stupid target.
No. You're hurting my feelings, okay?
I was gonna say, you're gonna make her cry.
I want to shoot it with a rocket launcher just because it would be hilarious.
Unthinkable.
There's a lot of things I want to shoot with a rocket launcher just to say that I shot something with a rocket launcher. Baby Yoda is not one of them.
I know.
I mean, I think it would be fun though, because like if you look at how plushy it is, I bet you when you put a round through it, it just poof through the back of it.
There's another one of the shows that I like to watch a lot on YouTube is Film Right, and they took some giant stuffed animal pillows, like giant. These things were huge, and they shot it with a tank, and they were blowing them up with a tank. It was like the awesomest thing ever. I was so enthralled by this. Oh my God, they're shooting these big stuffed animals with a tank. It was one of the greatest episodes ever. I think that's what made them big on YouTube, because I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. Just to watch them, they just explode and the stuffing would fly everywhere. It was like, dude, this is awesome.
It's just the explanation to your child of where'd my teddy bear go? That's what I dread.
Along the same lines, like I watch. I can't remember what their names are, but there's a group of guys who built a wrecking ball out of concrete, and they just take it up to this tall tower.
Oh, you're talking about those Aussie guys?
Yeah, they take it. They have this huge tower that they built, and they like crank it all the way up there, and then they have like random stuff on the bottom of it. And it's like, oh, hey, we're gonna watch what happens when we drop a wrecking ball on it, and just the explosions and everything. Like, yes, this is satisfying.
I'm a true man. I like watching stuff blow up.
Oh, I do too.
It's awesome. Like that, I watch a TikTok video like 30 times just to watch things blow up. People that blow things up are awesome.
It's fun.
I think that's one of the reasons I like Star Wars so much. Because they
So
blow
many
up a lot of
explosions.
stuff.
Yeah, I was like the Death Star,
A lot
the
of ships.
AT-ATs, a lot of ships.
Yes, Chris, Demolition Ranch. I love Demolition Ranch.
Yes.
He makes me laugh.
All right, we got some news and rumors. I know that was a short
Yes.
what if, but you know,
Yes, I have
good.
some. I have some news.
because I knew it was going to be short, but when I thought about it while we was talking about the other thing, I was thinking about how it applied to the topic of today.
Yeah, ethics. It's so ethical to think about Baby Yoda being shot in the face.
I'm disappointed. I'm sad.
All right, here we go.
The Alternate News and Rumors.
Doo-doo.
All right. So Bryce Dallas Howard comes out and talks about Ahsoka and how Clone Wars fans will love the Ahsoka show on Disney Plus. What does that mean? Well, I think she kind of pulled a John and a Dave and was pulling things in that we really loved in the Clone Wars. Are we getting Rex? That would probably make the show.
I hope we get a lot of clones.
Oh, 'cause
Flashbacks.
Rex doesn't ever die in Rebels, so
No, he's a part of the Battle of Endor. George even said that was a thing. Like he confirmed that.
you know, and so that means he's still around. So I don't see why he wouldn't be in there. But I don't think I think people read too much into these directors and writers and stuff when they say stuff, because a lot of times they just say stuff just to get you. I mean, we seen it in the Book of Boba Fett. What did Rodriguez say? He said a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, this is gonna be the best thing ever. We were all like, "What are you talking about?" Like what?
But we know Rodriguez is writing, and we know what we get from Bryce Dallas Howard. We saw Bryce Dallas Howard's writing, and it was very good.
I think a lot of it is just propaganda. They just say stuff just to get you excited about watching. It's their job. I mean, you got to think that they make money off of the sales or people watching it. So they're going to say all kind of different stuff to get you to watch it. Now, do I think Rex might be in it? I hope so. That'll be dope. But at the same time, like, I'm just starting to learn more and more and more that, like, I don't pay attention to what these directors and these writers and these actors say anymore, because you don't know if it's propaganda or you don't know if they're telling the truth. You just don't know. So it's just like, I just take them with a grain of salt when they say stuff. It's like, all right, whatever, you know, because you think, you know, Robert Rodriguez is, you know, look at all of his movies and stuff. They're all super action packed and all this stuff, and they're amazing. And then you go watch the Book of Boba Fett, like, what the hell are you talking about? This is the best Star Wars ever created. Like, dude, this is like, dude, you're tripping. Like, I can't even believe you directed this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is not, well, I guess it's somewhat news, whatever. Pedro Pascal, I think it's funny. Pedro Pascal came out in an interview and said that his voice that he uses for Mando is actually his bedroom voice.
Yes, I know this one. Yes,
Ooh,
I know.
Sexy.
No,
Yes.
I'm sorry. Now every time he talks, I'm going to think he's standing in the door in underwear and a Mando helmet. Like, yeah, you want it?
I'm okay with that
No,
image.
I'm
I'm
Right?
Oh,
Right?
of
Like,
course you two are.
I read that and I was like, ooh, like I can.
Hey, Pedro Pascal is rich, so, you know, I'd be okay with it too.
Okay.
Now
One of
listen.
the. Oh,
Well, no, I'm talking to your wife right here. Have you read any of the Mando fanfics?
No.
are they on
Okay.
Reddit?
They're on Archives of Our Own. I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, you should check that out, and that's all I'll say.
Don't get any expectations. Don't get any expectations. Okay. On a better note, Kenobi's coming up real quick, and a lot of the actors that were in the show that have been announced have been getting interviewed. Well, Obi-Wan's Rupert Fried teases wonderful cameos in the show.
Yeah.
What?
I got some inside tips that we're gonna see quite a few people in this in the Kenobi series. People that they haven't even announced that's gonna be on there. They're all supposed to be like surprise characters. So instead of getting Luke like at the end of the season, there's gonna be a lot of them that pop up. Because you gotta think about it. You got clones, you got You got
Other
other
Jedis.
Jedis. You got so many different characters that they could bring in because of the time period. So I have a feeling that we're going to be getting a lot of cameos of people, and I think they're going to be using some of this new Real Engine stuff to bring in some people that are no longer with us. Because I have a feeling that Tarkin's going to be in here. Tarkin has to be in here. I mean, it just makes sense.
Oh
So
yeah.
if Tarkin's in
I
here,
can see that.
and we know that the actor that plays Tarkin has passed away, they're going to have to do some stuff.
They're gonna have to
get that.
Rogue One it, which
Yeah,
was
so-
fine. It looked like Tarkin in Rogue One anyway, so I'm okay with that.
But yeah, I got an insider tip that there's going to be
In his slippers.
quite a few cameos of people that are coming in.
That's
Well, and he
awesome.
also stated that it's going to be a thrilling ride for the fans. I can take a actor's credibility over a director. A director, like Kyle was saying, when it came to the Ahsoka and like Boba Fett thing and all these things, a director's supposed to talk it up and make it seem like it's going to be amazing. But when an actor's like, "Yo, this is going to be dope,"
But
that means his nerdiness kicked in, and it was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's all, and that's all." Like I would be that guy. I'd get fired on set because I'd be like, "Oh, that's Ewan McGregor. Oh, there's Hayden Christensen." Like all these things, I couldn't
But
work for.
you also got to
big
think
industry.
about it. Their careers depend on whether or not something does good.
Yeah,
If their
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
does terrible, then they don't get a new job next time. So they got to boost it up too because they want people to come and watch it. And in Hollywood they go by numbers. So if you're in a TV series or if you're in a show and you get, it makes this amount of money because of watch time and all this stuff, you're gonna get another job. You're gonna be able to go get another job. If it does crappy, you're not gonna get another job. They're gonna be like, no, man, that series sucked. It was
Yeah.
terrible. So they'll build it up too. That's what I'm saying. It's so hard, and I think what really got it for me was the Book of Boba Fett because of how much they boosted Boba Fett up, and then it just didn't perform the way it was supposed to. And that's also coming from somebody that looks at it as somebody that's been a Star Wars fan for so long and looking like this isn't Boba Fett. Who is this guy? Boba Fett don't do that. And the way that they built it up, it was like supposed to be just badass, best Star Wars ever. So it's just so hard to take any credibility from anybody that has to do with anything that has to do with Star Wars. Like I just don't believe them no more. And I don't think that the Kenobi series can be that. I don't think it can be some badass, best thrilling thing that you ever seen because they have to tell the story. If they don't tell the story, Kenobi will fail.
yeah.
They have to tell the story. So it's going to have a lot of slow moments in it. It has to. That's the only way it succeeds.
Yes. Do it.
And so that's just how it's going to be. So I don't have high expectations for Kenobi like that. I don't want it to be. And I'm an action-packed guy. I want everything action. If you could make a movie with 200 minutes of nothing but action, I'd love it. But this is just not one of those things that you can do that on. So I hope that they don't do it.
Is it a thrilling? Like I didn't know how I took that thrilling ride aspect. I think the thrilling ride was more like how he was saying it in the interview. It's a
It could be
thrilling ride to
6
see
episodes
these.
of Ewan McGregor doing the headstands.
Well, no, I meant like thrilling ride as in like it's a thrilling ride to see all these characters. Like it's a ride of emotions that all these fans are going to resonate with. I didn't take like when I first read it, I didn't take it as the aspect of it's a thrilling ride because there's so much excitement and drama and like all these things. I took it as like we're going to see characters that we loved in the Clone Wars and in 1, 2, and 3 and right before A New Hope. Like we're going to catch like Bail Organa. That was confirmed that he's coming back to play the when that was casted. I can't remember his name to save my life all of a sudden. He's coming back. I'm sorry. I loved him in Star Wars. I loved him in Sons of Anarchy. Like he's a great actor. He's got such range on him. And the fact that Disney's like, yo, I don't care. We're bringing you back. You're Bail Organa. Like that's your role. And that made me excited. That brought a lot of my childhood out. And the same thing with like having Luke and Leia being casted. There's like, yo, we get an 8-year-old or 8 to 10-year-old Luke and an 8 to 10-year-old Leia. And we think that Cody or Rex is in it because of that standoff in the alleyway from what we looked at. And like, I don't know who O'Shea Jackson Jr. is playing, but I hope he's got a good role. Like I'm dead set on Ice Cube's son being like a really cool role that really is an influence because just throwing him in a Disney project after everything he's done. That's been
For NWA.
yeah, the Straight Outta Compton movie, the Jurassic Park movie, not Jurassic Park, but the King Kong movie, and all these things. He's been in gritty, dark roles, and the fact that Disney's like, we like his acting, we know where he's from, we know he takes the job seriously. Let's see if we can give him a serious role that can resonate with fans, and I hope he does. I hope he kills it. I hope all these actors in this show.
I have a feeling he's going to be like an alien.
I hope not. I hope he's like a sassy bartender that picks on Obi-Wan.
Hey, yeah, Chris, keep all your questions. As many questions you can come up with, throw them out there. Let's see. What else we got for news?
I don't know.
It was pretty quiet. It was pretty quiet other than that. No, there's nothing. Nothing's been dropped this week, and it's really threw me off because they've been dropping a lot of stuff these last few weeks, and this week it's been silent.
I'm gonna bring up this something I found. I thought was pretty cool, but I'm gonna put it on screen. So, and I'll explain it to the audio listeners. Share screen. Which one is it? It's this one. Okay, so I want these.
Yes, that's awesome.
I have the Vader. I have the Vader one.
That
you
is
do?
the Vader one. You
Yeah.
Both Vader.
Oh,
you have it?
I want to get.
I have the Vader one.
So let me explain to the audio listeners. It's Darth Vader luggage set, and it's like engraved with Darth Vader on the front of it. It's like embroidered. They got a black one and a silver one.
Yeah, I got the black.
These are dope. I want one of these so bad.
I do too. Those are cool.
I showed it to my wife. She said, "Damn it, if you buy that shit, I'm not traveling anywhere with you." I was like, "Man, whatever. Leave me alone. I want the Darth Vader."
At least you'll always, at least in the carousel, you'll always like you don't have to search for your bag. It's like yep, it's that one right there.
Vader.
Yeah.
No, but then you have a higher risk of someone stealing your luggage because they're like, I just want to steal that case. I don't want what's inside. I just want to steal the case.
Well, if you just came back from Disney, they're getting a lot of Star Wars out of that.
Well, and then that's another thing. I was thinking about like this. You could just sit there at the carousel, and everybody that got the Darth Vader luggage, we could just hit them up like, "Hey, you like Darth Vader? Check out the podcast."
That's how she was when we went to Comic-Con. That's how she was. She's like, she'd walk up to everybody. She took the photos. It's a lot easier when a female approaches you than a big male. So I was like, "Babe, can you go ask that person?" She'd walk over there, talk to him, tell him about the podcast, and then ask to take their photo. And I was like, "Man, you'd be advertising the hell out of this." I appreciate that because I would have mumbled through the whole thing.
Hey, that's pretty good, especially since the last episode got 2,700 views on it. Like that's a lot, and we went over 10,000 viewers.
There was that
or 10,000 views on the show.
There was a little girl that was dressed as Leia, and I am still so mad that I did not get her picture because she was adorable. She was this tiny little Leia in her, outfit from the Death Star with her buns and everything, and she was just so adorable. And I saw her once, and she was sitting with her family at one of like the Q&As, and I just didn't want to interrupt the Q&A to go be like, "Hey, can I take picture of you guys?" And I never saw her, but as soon as there was a Vizsla that came in, the heavy armor, and that's what
that was my first thing.
We were standing outside, and he walks in with his dad or her dad, I don't know. There was a mask on, and I walked up and I was like, "Yo, so here's the thing," and took the picture, everything. Like I had already told him about the podcast and all that. And then they were the only people who questioned me about it afterwards. Was like, "Okay, wait. What's the name of the podcast?" I was like, "Neat."
So I went to a vape, when I was doing vaping videos and stuff like that. I went to a vape con. There was like 120,000 people in this little ass building. And I'm walking around recording video the whole day. And I'm just like talking to everybody. I talked to so many people. I swear that day I heard more names than I ever heard in my entire life. Like, "Oh, I'm so and so, and I'm so and so," and I'm like, "Holy shit, I'm supposed to remember all this crap." And then they would hit me up on the videos when I was on the YouTube. When I was doing, they would hit me up on it, and I'm like, "I do not remember you for shit. I talk about 100,000. I talked to so many people. That place was packed. It was like shoulder to shoulder. And I'm walking around with the camera like this. Like, please don't bump the camera. Please don't break my camera.
I'm terrible with names, but if I look at a face, it'd be like, yes, that is who you are.
That's how I am with
hard to see
direction.
anybody's face in there because it was like a giant cloud of smoke. I'm pretty sure that everybody there got cancer or vape, because I'm pretty sure vaping is a lot better than smoking. But at the same time, when it's just everywhere, you can't even see somebody. I'm pretty sure that's not good for you. No way possible that could be good for you.
I used to smoke, but then I quit. But now I still use tobacco. I did, but I probably should.
That is awesome.
I should probably.
No, I'm not saying it's awesome that you dip because it's going to cause you to get a hole in your face. But how many women do you meet that dip? Like, that's not something that you run into all the time.
It was normal when we were, on mission and stuff. It was just easier than smoking.
Yeah. Well, smoking could probably give away your position too. You just got blowing out smoke and they'd be like, pow. That's probably not a good thing. All right. So are we going to get to the quiz? Every episode, I'm telling you, we're going to call it the CJ Get Up episodes. That's what we're going to say. CJ gets up every episode.
I don't even know why he did. Like, my niece is here.
It's flipping like ADHD, bro. I can't sit still. I'm not like, I can empathize with them.
I have really bad ADHD, so I'm just sitting here with my maul.
I haven't learned just to tap your foot.
Yeah,
I do, and it drives CJ crazy.
I just tap my foot.
Or I have a pencil and I just scribble on a piece of paper. I just scribble.
I tap all the time. Like, I don't ever stop. That's probably when y'all be looking at me and I'm sitting there and I'm rocking the whole time. Like, why is this dude just constantly moving? I'm tapping my foot. Okay, so let's see here. Where are we at? What are we doing?
Impossible
quiz.
Impossible quiz. Oh, is it already that time yet? Okay.
Charlie, he snoozes, he loses.
Where are we at? I'm looking for the thing. Oh, almost hit the outro. That wouldn't have been good. This would have been so mad.
Yeah, he put so much work in his questions and then just nope.
Stop right there, you rebel scum. Prepare yourself for the Star Wars Impossible quiz. Blast them.
Okay, so we're gonna start off and we're gonna let Chris start asking some questions here. So,
okay, you want me to read it?
Yep.
The size of our Milky Way galaxy is approximately 52,000 light years. How big is the Star Wars canon galaxy?
Ooh, I don't know.
What?
Chris, you came out with the big guns. Wow.
104,000 light years.
No, that's bigger than that because you got the inner rim, the outer rim.
Bro, do you know how big a light year is?
I'm gonna say 20,000 light years.
Bro, a light year is so big.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna say 75.
You said 20,000. That's smaller than our galaxy.
Oh yeah, no, okay, no. I mean 120,000. 120,000.
I'm gonna go to 182.
Holy
I'm still going 75.
120,000. Screw you, Kyle.
Oh man, that was good, Chris.
God,
Wow.
That was a very good guess, Kyle. God.
What?
That was wow.
Peter. I'm just kidding.
Question
Dude, that was
two,
like
Chris.
me, bro. That was me pulling a number out of my ass.
All right. Question number.
All right.
Oops, my bad.
An Empire Strikes Black. An Empire Strikes Back. Yeah. Empire's the new black. No. In Empire Strikes Back, what platform number does Han get permission to land on in Bespin?
15.
15.
Yeah.
9.
It's platform 15.
Shut up.
Let's see.
9.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
I don't know why.
Still waiting on his answer. There.
327.
Wow.
God damn it.
Hey, yo, I got 7, so I at least get like
No,
a third
no,
of a
there's
point.
no
7.
7. 120 office. You're close enough.
At least there was a 7 in my answer.
21. Golly.
21.
He's coming out with some good ones. All right. Name as many of the 5 planets destroyed by Star Killer Base.
Oh,
Oh, it was the
Bro,
Inner Rim
it's
world.
sequels.
Too.
I don't give a fuck.
No, it wasn't. No,
Wasn't it the Inner Rim? That was part
Inner
of
Rim
the.
worlds. Nobody lives on the Inner Rim because the hyperspace lanes are all distorted and everything. So it has to be mid rim. I'm gonna say they all 5 got to be close together because remember when it shoots out, it shoots all 5 of them at the same time.
Which was
Yeah.
But the
terrible.
problem is I don't know what the name of any one of those planets is.
All I know is that Coruscant wasn't one of them,
of
and I
course,
found that out in a book yesterday.
Well, we know it wasn't Alderaan because
Oh no,
Alderaan.
Corsellis.
Alderaan.
I didn't even.
Hosnian.
That's the Hosnian
Hosnian
Prime
Prime.
system.
Hosnian
Yeah.
Prime.
Hosnian
Yeah.
system.
They say that in the thing, destroy the Hosnian
Hey.
system.
Oh.
So Cortilius, Ratio,
Corsellis.
Ratio,
He's gone.
Cardota, Hosnian Prime. Ratio's a cool name. Sounds
No,
like,
it's too
what's up,
close.
Ratio? How you doing?
It's too close to Ray. I can't like it.
Do you guys hate the sequels that much?
I hate to see
Oh,
it. I
I-
can't stand it, bro.
it's
Not
not
that I hate
hatred.
it, I just dislike it because it didn't.
They're
it's
bad
like-
movies and bad Star Wars.
The
Listen,
Force
they're
Awakens
not my
wasn't
favorite.
that bad.
They're not my
My-
favorite, but I respect people's opinions about it. You know what I mean? But
I
they're not-
respect anyone's
My-
opinion.
My,
They can be
Yeah.
wrong, and I can still respect them.
I just don't like them to the point where like they're just so terrible in my opinion. Like there's bits and
Yeah.
pieces that I really like, but they're so bad in my opinion that we'll be talking about something that happened in them and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, this has happened," and I was like, "What?" Like my mind intentionally blanks out the last movies.
Yeah, there's like certain aspects, like bits and pieces that I like. but-
I liked The Force Awakens, and that was about
This is a topic
Yeah.
for another time. We could go
Yeah,
on about
yeah,
that.
we
Oh,
could,
yeah.
yeah.
All right. Chris's
Which
next
company-
question.
Which company
Which-
produced the X and A-wing fighters?
Oh, this was in that book yesterday.
The company that creates the Starship.
I feel like I know
Destroyer
this, but
company.
Tesla.
Tesla, really? Did you just say
Tesla.
Tesla?
Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla made it. Elon Musk.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Elon Musk is buying Twitter. They
Yes.
kicked him
Yeah.
off of Twitter, so he said, "Screw y'all, I'm gonna buy the whole company."
I don't know.
There's gonna be some freedom.
I don't know.
there.
It's
Galactic-
literally like
Galactic Star Cruiser, Galactic Starship.
golly. No, I wouldn't be galactic.
It was an Incom corporation.
Yeah, that's because it popped up on the screen. That's the only reason
I was
you knew
reading
that.
his
Incom
response.
Oh, I thought you was guessing it.
No,
It just
no, I'm
popped
not
up.
giving an answer because he gave it to me.
No, you can't answer after you answered the question.
Oh, jeez.
I got it.
Yeah, we're not doing too well here, people. We're
Yeah,
getting,
we
we're getting stumped.
stuck.
No.
All right.
At this stuff,
Number
I-
5. How many total lines of dialogue does Boba Fett have in the original trilogy? 3?
Four.
He had 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
was it
I think it's 4.
I think it was.
I thought it was
I need
4.
them. Are we talking about how many words or how many? Oh,
How many
total
lines?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like 4.
lines. As you
This was
wish.
brought up a couple
Yeah,
weeks
He's no
ago.
good to
Yeah,
me.
it's like-
Yeah, I got it.
Was it 4?
It was like 36
Yeah.
words
Yes.
or something like that.
Okay.
Oh,
As you wish.
bro, yours must be. I'm
He's no good to
lagging.
me, dead. And like, there most of them was in the Return of Jedi. The other 3 or the other 2 were in the Return of Jedi.
Did he? Was he even in the Return of Jedi?
Yeah,
Did
he
he
was in the
even talk?
beginning. Yes, he did talk.
I don't remember him talking. And what did he say?
Okay, I think I know this one.
Fuck.
Ooh.
Who is the oldest Night Sister to resurrect the dead
Oh.
Night Sister?
Asajj
I hate the Night
Ventress.
Sister stories. Oh, my
no,
gosh.
It's not. 'Cause,
Mother Talzin?
Yeah,
or
Mother
whatever?
Talzin. That's what I was gonna say. Is Mother Talzin.
I hated those episodes so much.
I like Mother Talzin. What are you
I don't
talking
like
about?
Night Sisters. I thought they were
I'm
so dumb.
currently
I love the
learning
Night
about
Sisters.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what I'm
currently
saying. The
learning
Night
about the
Sisters
Night
is dope.
Sisters. I didn't watch any of Clone Wars or anything.
She's learning now.
Oh man,
Old
click off.
Daka.
You gotta
Old
leave. You ain't
Daka.
watch Clone
Old
Wars.
caca.
Something wrong with you.
That's
Old
well,
Daka.
I was
I don't know who
actually
that is.
right.
Who is Old Daka?
Old.
Oh my
Old
gosh.
Daka.
But that's we were sitting there talking about things to dress like people to dress up as for our Disney bounding, and he's like, "Yo, you could definitely do a Night Sister," and I was like, "I'm intrigued. What are the Night Sisters?" And so he
Oh, what
started
the
like
hell?
giving me small little things,
And now I'm making her watch the Clone Wars from the very beginning,
Yeah.
and she's watching all of it.
Canon Fallen
I did.
Order.
Oh, I don't remember that episode. Why am I not remembering that episode?
Is that an episode or is that a
Or is it a
comic?
comic? Yeah.
I think that's probably a comic because I don't remember that episode. And I watched the Clone Wars like a religion. Like I love the
Yeah, I
Clone
don't
Wars.
remember that. I don't remember no episode where Mother T goes to help to her to help resurrect the dead. I mean,
Okay,
shit, Maul was dead. His whole half his body was cut off. The legs was keeping him alive, and she brought him back to life. So why would she need to go somewhere else?
no, it's from
Oh, it's
season 4. It's
four
called
episode.
Massacre.
It's called Massacre. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that now. 'cause I
Yeah.
don't remember
Yeah.
that.
Well, I have a question for you guys then.
Okay, go ahead.
If you guys know a little bit about Star Wars,
Okay.
let's go a little bit deeper. Which character is partially named after George Lucas's son?
Ooh.
Luke Skywalker.
Nope.
Mace Windu.
Nope.
Palpatine.
Chewbacca.
No, and
No,
no.
why am I naming off all these
Ben?
people that was like
No.
his son wasn't
Chewbacca.
even born yet, huh?
Oh no, Dexter. Dexter.
Why? Why you got to know the answer? Dexter Jester was the character name and character itself that his son made and wanted a slight name change to kind of compliment him.
Huh. Interesting.
Okay, this one might be a super simple one, but it's the only one that I can think of because I read about it earlier today, actually. Inspiration between Chewie or behind Chewie.
Inspiration
dog.
behind Chewie. It was the dog.
Yeah.
Indy.
Oh.
Indy.
Okay. I got one for y'all. Kanan is
Okay.
heard in Rise of the Skywalker as one
What?
of the Jedi whose
Oh.
spirit is encouraging Rey to defeat Palpatine. He tells her what?
Oh, I haven't watched that movie in a while.
Yeah, I'm out. I can't. No,
Use
no.
the force, dumbass.
I watched the sequels a lot.
Don't be like Ezra.
Oh. He told her, in the heart of the Jedi lies her strength. Like,
I like
go
use
back
the
and watch
force,
the movie, I
dumbass
was like, what are you
better.
talking about? Kanan wasn't talking to her. I don't remember Kanan.
They
in the
should have
damn-
shown.
But if you
all
look
of
at the
them at the
yeah, well,
end
but
of that movie.
if you look at the credits, Freddie Prinze Jr. is listed as a voice actor in the credits. Like I
don't
didn't know
remember-
that.
I don't remember hearing
Yeah.
it at all. Like I don't
Him
remember.
and
Like,
Sarah
only person I
Michelle-
remember hearing is Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Qui-Gon. I don't remember hearing nobody else.
Well, no, Sarah Michelle Gellar. She voices one of the Inquisitors in Rebels. Hang on.
Freddie Prince's wife? Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What?
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
it was her birthday yesterday, I believe it was.
I love her. She's amazing.
Okay, so I have one. May or may not be a extremely hard one.
If it's about the Gungans, I'm gonna get
It's
pissed.
not about the Gungans. Calm yourself. Listen, I love Jar Jar. Leave me alone.
I do
Okay.
too. Jar Jar's awesome.
What was the cell number of Leia's?
9.
Ooh.
No.
2,
21?
4, 6,
It was
9.
27. It was 27.
It's Finn's code.
21.
FN 2187.
2187.
27?
That's
Really?
correct.
2187 found
Yeah.
in detention block AA23 on sublevel 5.
Okay, I got another one for y'all.
Damn, got into
Which 2 sectors does the Empire Strikes Back take place in?
The Hoth system
Oh, I don't.
and
I said sectors, not systems.
oh
Sectors.
sectors. Oh.
Sector.
Sector 12 and 16. I don't know. I'm just throwing numbers.
Sector
out.
7.
Y'all are all off.
It's probably like in the hundreds.
It's not even a number. It's not even in the notes.
Oh, I don't know.
The Hoth sector?
Wait.
No.
I want the answer.
Or the Bespin sector?
The
Yes,
Solus sector and the Anot sector.
No.
that's what I said.
Oh yeah, I bet you did over there.
Okay.
Also known as 3 and 4. Yeah.
I got one. Who is this lead singer of Jabba the Hutt's house band?
The lead singer.
A weird ass.
It's
thing.
what's his face?
Nope.
The dude with
No, it was
arm.
this. It's this chick, isn't it?
Yep. What's her name?
Long snout.
She's disgusting, is what she is.
You can find. All I know is you can find
It's
her in
like
Lego Star Wars.
Something like snot, snoodle, snooty.
I'll give it to you, Garrison. You were close. It was Psy Snoodles.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Oh god. Okay. Okay. I got
Jeez.
one for y'all. I got one more. Then we'll be done. During the shooting of the trash compactor scene in a New Hope.
New Hoop.
In a new Who.
Michael Jordan, Return to the New Hoop.
You got Dr. Seuss over here. Star Wars. A new Who.
Mark
Doctor-
Hamill held his breath for so long that something happened. What was it?
What?
He blacked out.
He farted?
He shat
Who
It
himself.
was coming out the other end because it couldn't come out his mouth.
Oh, dude.
That would suck. That sounds like a bad day in the
Wait,
office.
what's the question again?
It says during the shooting of the trash compactor scene in A New Hope, Mark Hamill held his breath for so long that something happened. What was it?
He drowned?
I'm gonna
You can
He
drown.
drowned.
went unconscious.
Well, if you hold your breath long enough and you finally pass
Black
out,
out.
you've taken water
Yeah.
either way. So
He like blacked out.
Could have drowned.
He
Burst a
busted. He
blood
busted
vessel
a
or
blood vessel in his face.
what?
Oh.
That's hilarious.
That's
He
a-
shorted.
Oh, I got one. Can I ask one more?
Yep.
Where was in Empire Strikes Back when they're on Dagobah? Where was that scene exactly filmed? The Dagobah scene.
Brazil,
Louisiana.
No.
Florida, Afghanistan.
No. Kim, you got a guess?
Somewhere there wasn't the desert.
Amazon.
In the
No and
jungle.
no. It was in George Lucas's pool.
What?
What?
Yes.
What?
I
They
did not know
drained-
that.
Yeah, it was talked about. So in the extra like credits and stuff you can go through, George Lucas talked about emptying his backyard and his pool and building Dagobah around it with a freaking tarp kind of makeshift thing to make it dark. Yeah.
That's wild.
He did it in his pool. The man is about saving money but good quality at the same time. That's some
What?
real shit right there.
That's awesome.
He was like, "Hey man, y'all spending too much on this budget, man. Come to my house. It's only worth what, $150 gazillion. Come to my house and we'll figure it out there. I ain't spending no more money.
He had to
Now
have
take it
his
away
pool.
from me getting a new pool.
Yeah, no, he had to get a new pool after that because the swamp water and everything that they threw in his pool, he had a huge pool because they actually had half an X-Wing in the pool. So he had to have a whole new pool reinstalled and redone, and it was bigger than the original pool for
Of
the
course it was.
freaking.
Shit, he just
Yeah,
made $150 gazillion off of damn the movie. You can afford a new pool.
Jesus.
yeah. I'm
that-
surprised you didn't know that one, Kyle. I thought that was something that
I
might hit
think
you.
I've heard something about it before, but I just
It threw me off because there's set photos of them in George's backyard looking down into the pool where Dagobah's kind of being filled. And I'm like,
dude,
That's some shit.
wait till it's the next time for me to ask questions because y'all better study up on y'all Thrawn.
Yeah.
I'm fucked. I'm fucked.
I'll send you-
I'm so
hey,
fucked.
Garrison, I have all 3 books. I'll just send you my Audible shit. You just got to listen to it throughout the week, and you have to pay attention because there's some stuff I know he's going to throw at us that if you're not paying attention, it's going to hit you right in the face.
Yeah, because I just finished the last book of the Thrawn trilogy, and it's like, yeah. I had to listen to it twice
I'm
because I
still
was like,
working
what
on
the hell
them.
happened? Like, I got to the end of the book and was like, okay, what the hell happened again? Like, what? So, yeah,
Yeah, I'm still working on those.
that's a great, for being non-Jedi, you know, like Star Wars solo type movie that's based on a character. It's like, or the book. There's a lot of long, drawn out parts in the trilogy, but overall, it is a great trilogy. Like, it really made me rethink who Thrawn was. Like, I kind of knew who Thrawn was. I know he uses artwork and things, and he's real smart, and he's a tactician, and he uses like different things to figure things out, and he's real smart at that stuff. But this dude is just spectacular when it comes like. He saved the chist, the whole like they would all die.
My favorite thing is when
He's a
he's talking to
fascinating
Lord Vader and he's putting the connection together that Vader is Anakin, and a lot of the things that Vader does is something that he saw with Anakin, and he
That's
calls him
original
Anakin
trilogy.
Skywalker.
I'm talking about the
second book in the new trilogy talks about his encounter with Lord Vader and how
not with Vader, with Anakin.
yeah.
Anakin,
But-
this is all happening during the Clone Wars when they're talking about Thrawn.
Yeah. I still appreciate the subtle, like, wow, that's something I've seen before. And then he puts two and two together. He's Anakin Skywalker.
Well, the thing is,
Shut up.
so
You're going to
he's
die, bro.
Anakin Skywalker. But in the books, the Skywalkers are the people that use the Force for them to be able to go through hyperspace.
Yep.
They don't have computers that do that in the new trilogy. So they have like a person that's in tune with the Force. They don't know that it's a Force. They don't know what it's called. They just think that they can do this. But they're called Skywalkers. That's what they call. Cheery is his Skywalker on his ship. So, and they're like teenage boys or girls that are, that have this ability to be able to travel through light speed without running into planets and stuff like that, because they can use the Force to detect things, but they don't know that it's the Force. So then when he meets Anakin in the second book, he kind of learns about the Force. So he starts using like Cheery's abilities a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Like, he trusts her a lot more to figure things out because he knows there's more to it than just traveling through hyperspace. So yeah, it's a good series. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't think I was gonna like it because it didn't have no Jedi, it didn't have no Emperor, it didn't have nothing to really do with Star Wars. It's more based on the chess and unknown space and stuff like that. So,
I've been listening to Star Wars Bloodline. I don't know if you've listened to that one. It's about Leia in her 40s.
Can you guys
and
hear me
how-
still?
Yes.
yeah, we can still hear you.
It's about Leia in her 40s, and Ben's off with Luke
My
training.
thing's malfunctioning like crazy right now.
And
We can hear you and see you just fine.
yeah, but it talks about how the Senate discovered that she was Darth Vader's daughter and how that affected everything. It's actually a really good book. I recommend it.
I don't know, like Queen's Apparel and the all the, or whatever it's called, all the books about Leia. I don't know. I just didn't like. They just didn't make a lot of sense. They were just kind of weird. Like when I listened to them, so I haven't listened to none of the new ones.
The Bloodline one, like I said, it's written by Claudia Gray, and I love Claudia Gray's writing.
Yeah, Claudia
So,
Gray is dope. Hey,
Yeah.
that was another thing. There's a new on the second. They're on the second set of
You guys, I'm gonna have to leave
High
and come
Republic.
back because I can't hear anything.
Oh, okay.
He's
He's
like, okay. She sits there, and you're like, that was hilarious. That was hilarious.
But yeah, like the new art for the books looks pretty dope for the new High Republic books. I'm all caught up to with all the books of the High Republic, so it's like I want the new book to come out. But I don't know, man. The High Republic, man, some of that stuff is confusing as shit because it's like, dude, what the hell are y'all talking about? This all just happened? She's back.
There we go. That
You
was
better now. Can you hear
ridiculous.
us?
Yep, I'm good now.
Things like that happen. I don't know. Like one day I just, for some reason, like it kept saying my Wi-Fi was not working. And I'm like, dude, I'm not even on Wi-Fi. What is wrong? What are you talking about? It's plugged directly into the computer, like from the router. Like, why is it, what the hell does my Wi-Fi have to do with anything? My computer don't even accept Wi-Fi, so I don't know how that works. I didn't
That was
build, when I built
wild.
my computer, it's all for audio and video. It doesn't have anything in it. It don't have Wi-Fi, it don't have Bluetooth, it don't have none of that unnecessary crap in it. So I'm like, what are you talking about? My Wi-Fi is bad. What the hell you, like, I don't get it. And then talking to the people from StreamYard was a waste of time. They were like, well, check your Wi-Fi connection. I'm not on Wi-Fi. Like, didn't you listen to me when I put in the thing? Like, okay, this is a waste of time. So does anybody have anything else spectacular to say?
I don't
Come on.
think
Trust in the
Garrison.
Force.
Come on, Garrison. You just been kind of quiet this episode.
What?
Garrison,
Are you
talk too
kidding?
much. Shut up, Garrison. No, I'm joking. So, oh man, there was something I was gonna say. Now I don't forgot. See, that's what happens when I get to messing with people. I forget what I'm saying.
Karma's a bitch, ain't it, Kyle? I'm just kidding.
So who wants to do the questions next week?
Me.
You just echoed like really, really bad. It was like me.
Yeah, you did.
That was cool. I don't care.
Okay, so I got something for everybody right quick. That's what I got for you. You know.
Oh.
There was something that. Oh, man, damn. Okay, y'all talk among yourself for a quick second so I could think about what I was gonna say. I know.
So, anyways,
How about that sports team?
yeah. How about those Jedi?
Weather, huh?
Damn, I gotta start writing shit down.
Fucking slow drivers in the left lane, damn it!
Oh my gosh.
You know, people are like, choose your battles, choose your battles. No, Kyle or Garrison's like, no, this is the hill I'm gonna die on.
This is the battle I pick
Get out
every
of the
day.
lane.
This is the battle of Geonosis.
Oh my god.
See, now I forgot again. I just started. Now I got and then okay, whatever. It's not important. We'll figure it out later. All right, so I guess that's all we have for today, right? Anybody else got anything? All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in and enjoying with us talking about Star Wars and religion and all this other crap that we talked about on this episode. Make sure that you subscribe, hit that thumbs up, bell notification so you'll be notified. Tell all your friends about us, and we will see you guys on Wednesday. Oh, I'm not ready.
No,
Come on,
hit
man.
the button.
Garrison, you got to get ready too, man.
Somebody hit the button.
I don't know. Because last time, like, we both hit the button at the same time. So, all right, I'm hitting the button. Are we ready? Are we ready?
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to LSR. If you enjoyed the show, consider subscribing so you can be notified when new episodes are released. If you would like to be a guest on the show or just want to give us some feedback, feel free to email us. You can also reach out to us on all major social media platforms. They're linked in the show notes below. Lightsaber Radio is produced by Pick Film Media and is a Swaycast original, starring Charlie Harwood, Garrison Turcott, CJ Elliott, and Carl McDaniel. And don't forget to join us next time for more adventures in a galaxy far, far away.